So anyway, I keep hearing that the Angel Reese, Asia Wilson supporters they are the ones with the motion. They're moving the needle.
Let's talk about delusion for a second, because if you've been anywhere near social media, you've probably seen it. Angel Reese genuinely believes she's just as much of a draw as Caitlin Clark. That's the claim, right? Reese, according to her most loyal fans and even her own words, is the reason why everyone is suddenly tuning into women's basketball.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize."
But here's the reality. When the actual numbers dropped, when jersey sales came in, all that noise suddenly disappeared, because one stat crushed all the debates, all the narratives, and every single comparison. And spoiler alert, the name at the top wasn't Angel Reese, it was Caitlin Clark, loud and clear. The only real question now is, how far down was Reese? Let's break it down.
So, what happens when what I think is probably the far and away the most popular female athlete there is in existence right now, Caitlin Clark? What happens when her jersey sales are revealed in a very important period, by the way? September 1 through November 3rd would be some prime Christmas area. Just pointing that out.
So if Angel Reese is supposedly shaking the league, then why did the world only start paying attention when Caitlin Clark showed up? If Reese is the one pulling the strings, why is everyone, from hardcore WNBA fans to people who've never watched a single game, suddenly obsessed with Indiana's number 22? The answer is simple. And by the end of this video, we're going to walk you through the one metric that silenced all the noise and proved who's really the heartbeat of this league.
When Adam Silver was trying to get Caitlin Clark in the three-point shooting contest in the All-Star weekend, it was because he needed her more than she needed them. All right? That because of the popularity, what it was she could draw in. Fact is, a lot of her ratings in games last year beat a hell of a lot of regular season NBA games. That's how she moves the needle.
Now let's get to the stat that broke the internet. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, led WNBA jersey sales during the league's most lucrative time of the year, the holiday season. That's right. With all the household names and legends still active, the rookie from Iowa playing in Indiana outshined them all. No Asia Wilson, no Breanna Stewart, no Sabrina Ionescu, and definitely no Angel Reese. The face on the most jerseys hanging in closets this year, Caitlin Clark. And not because she's backed by some massive PR machine, but because she's got something way more rare, actual star power.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course,
everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we gotta get face the consequences. Damn, we gotta get it up.
Y'all gotta deal with something. Y'all gotta do something.
And we're not stopping there. Want to know how Caitlin Clark's jersey sales stack up against the NBA? Get ready for this. She didn't just dominate the WNBA. She cracked the top of the NBA's jersey sales list too. Only Steph Curry sold more jerseys than her. Let that sink in for a second. The only NBA player ahead of a rookie WNBA player is arguably the most popular basketball star on the planet. And right behind him, Caitlin Clark. That's not hype, that's generational impact. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's jersey sales? Well, let's just say they're comfortably sitting outside the top 10.
You see the top selling jerseys. Steph Curry is number one, and who's that? Tell me who this is. Caitlin Clark is number 2.
So while Clark is making WNBA execs scramble to hold strategy meetings just to keep up with the demand, Reese is somewhere on Twitter saying, "We gotta do something." Inspirational? Sure. But let's be real. Doing something means action. And right now, only one rookie is moving the needle in every measurable way. And it's not Angel. Caitlin Clark is driving ratings, breaking records, selling tickets, and turning women's basketball into must-watch TV. So when Angel Reese says we, maybe what she really means is me too, because Caitlin already did it.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
Now the jersey numbers weren't just good, they were historic. Steph Curry came in first, and Caitlin Clark, again, a rookie from Indiana, was second. You know who wasn't anywhere on that list? Angel Reese, the self-declared culture shifter who's been marketed as the face of Gen Z women's hoops, couldn't even crack the top. Why? Because viral interviews and TikToks don't translate into real fan investment. Hype is cool, but Caitlin's got something stronger. Proof.
Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever. In Indiana. Now, in sports terms, Indiana is considered, quote unquote, a small market. All right, that's just a fact. It is what it is. It's not New York. It's not LA. All right, it's not even Dallas. It's not Chicago. It's not Houston. It's not a big market. All right, it's not one of these juiced up markets. Boston would be the other one. And that is Caitlin Clark.
And that's what makes this so undeniable. Clark isn't coming from some big coastal media market. She's not playing under the flashing lights of LA, not making headlines in New York, and she's not some social media darling out of Chicago. She's doing all this from Indiana, a state that, let's be honest, wasn't even on the WNBA's media radar before she arrived. And now, suddenly Indiana is the most talked about team in the league. Coincidence? Hardly. That's the Clark effect.
This should tell everybody that wants to argue for these other players in the WNBA all they need to know.
Meanwhile, Reese's supporters keep shouting that she's a cultural icon. But let's be real. Culture without consumer engagement is just noise. If she's really moving culture, then where's the movement in ticket sales? Where's the spike in viewership? Where's the line wrapped around the block for Angel Reese jerseys? Because so far, all we've seen is volume in quotes, not in data.
So refreshing to see some shots actually make it refreshing! Oh no, that's Angel Reese's music! Bang! You like Mustangs? Your favorite player is Lawal Dang? Oh, you said bang!
Let's stack the receipts. Jersey sales, Clark's #1 in the WNBA, and #2 across the NBA, only behind Steph Curry. Angel Reese, not even in the top 10. Viewership, Clark's games are outdrawing NBA broadcasts. Marketability, Clark's already signed with Gatorade, Nike, State Farm, Panini, Gainbridge, Wilson. The list just keeps growing. She's not just in commercials, she is the commercial. Endorsement deals, record-breaking. Meanwhile, Reese's highlight reel mostly features a few TikTok dance collabs, hoping someone notices. It's cute, but it's not moving the economy.
How far is the gap? How far is the gap between Caitlin Clark and her popularity and anybody else in the WNBA? That gap has got to be like the Grand Canyon. That's like she's in a different area code. She's in a different state, maybe a different country. There are no other WNBA players on this list. Angel Reese is not on there. All right? She is nowhere to be found.
So when the media tries to play the "but Angel's impact is different" card, ask them this: different how? Because we've yet to see any stat that proves it. This isn't about silencing Reese. It's about being honest. You can't rewrite history just because you prefer someone's personality. Caitlin Clark has the numbers, the fans, the ratings, and the respect. And all Reese has is a carefully curated Instagram feed and a chip on her shoulder about not being treated the same. But here's the thing about treatment. It's not something you demand. It's something you earn.
All right, back to business. Slam bag work, Brittany Griner. You said you rang? Bang!
Somebody said she's got the coordination skills of a baby giraffe. I don't know what baby giraffes did to receive that kind of slander, but I won't stand for it. Bang!
The WNBA is back in little over a month. Friendly reminder, we're not watching because of one person. We're watching because of her, too.
And Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the face of the league. She became the face of the league. She didn't beg for headlines. They came to her. She didn't complain about coverage. She gave them something they couldn't ignore, all while enduring flagrant fouls, media hostility, and veteran jealousy. She never folded. She kept balling. That's how legends are made.
A double record streak. Huh. Okay. I mean, that's...
Angel, on the other hand, has spent more time trying to manufacture a rivalry than actually stepping into one. Her fans love to act like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. But here's the truth. Clark already finished the game and took the board home. Meanwhile, Reese is out here doing podcast tours, complaining about not getting enough credit, while Clark is putting up real numbers, setting arenas on fire, breaking 40 records during her NCAA run, and at least 62 records during her rookie season. There's no rivalry when one person is running laps around everyone else.
Be nice to look this clumsy at your job and then declare you're underpaid. Privilege! Bang! Justice for all baby giraffes out there. I will fight the good fight. Bang! There's one thing to take from these videos. Never give up, because if she can do it, you can do it too!
So the next time someone tries to pitch you the Angel Reese deserves the same treatment argument, just send them the jersey sales link. Let the data do the talking, because no matter how hard they try to spin the narrative, the scoreboard always tells the truth. And the truth is this: Caitlin Clark is the one, the only one, the reason people care, the reason arenas are full, the reason women's basketball is in its biggest moment ever. You can't fake that. You can't wish that into existence. You can't build that off TikToks and sass alone. You either have it or you don't. And Caitlin Clark, she has it all.
Lessons to players: if you want fans to buy your jerseys in ridiculous numbers, then hit ridiculous logo threes. Well, Andy, I will say this: if you want players to buy your jerseys, be likable and don't shit on an entire fan base. Yeah, that's a
If you're dreaming about massive jersey sales, start by doing something massive, like drilling logo threes with the casual ease of Caitlin Clark. But flashy highlights aren't the only secret to success. There's another major piece of the puzzle: likability. And that's where some players miss the mark entirely. See, you can be a solid athlete, but if you're constantly beefing with fans, responding with attitude, or acting like you're owed admiration without earning it, don't be shocked when no one's lining up to wear your name across their back. Anyone remember when Angel Reese took a jab at her own supporters? Yeah, fans don't forget that kind of energy.
And said she took the X and pretty much let the fans know how she was feeling. Let's pull up the tweet right now. This is the tweet right here. Angel Reese stated, "This is my podcast. Shut the F up. You don't watch. Thank you."
Caitlin, on the other hand, isn't just a phenomenon because of what she does with a basketball. Though let's be real, she's a walking highlight reel. It's how she carries herself under the spotlight, with poise and without pettiness, that cements her as someone people want to root for. It's not just about performance, it's about respect. Talent can make people cheer, but character? That's what builds loyalty, sells out arenas, and turns a rookie into a legend.
This is the reason the WNBA never showed the jersey sale numbers, but only put ranks. It was always Clark at 1 and a humongous, ginormous gap from Angel Reese at 2.
Calling this a ranking between Angel and Caitlin is being far too generous. This isn't a close race. It's a complete blowout. This isn't first and second place. This is first place and somewhere way out of frame. Because if this was about jersey sales, ticket demand, or anything that actually brings money into the league, Caitlin is running laps around the competition, while Angel is still tying her shoes.
Wait. Where are Asia and Angel? This can't be accurate. I mean, well, what are you going to say? What are you going to do?
And let's talk about that list. Top jersey sales. Some people were genuinely shocked not to see Angel Reese's name on it, or DJ Jane Carrington, or even some of the league's established veterans. But that surprise fades real quick when you look at what Caitlin Clark is doing night after night. If you're not making waves in performance or building love with fans, you're not selling jerseys. Simple as that. Twitter followers and spicy interviews don't sell out Foot Locker. When Caitlin Clark pops up at number 1 for WNBA jersey sales and then turns around to rank number 2 in the entire NBA, behind only Steph Curry, the debate should be over. The only logical question left is not why Caitlin is getting so much attention, but why aren't the others doing enough to deserve that attention? Because when the hype fades, when the cameras stop rolling, and when fans start spending their hard-earned money, that's where real impact shows up. And Caitlin Clark is that impact.
People were paying thousands of dollars ticket prices to see her. She set gate revenue records all time. She broke how many records last year? 63, I think I count.
And yet, people still try to push the narrative that she's just a media creation. If she's just a headline, then why are ticket prices tripling the second she's on the schedule? Why are nosebleed seats going for premium prices at games where she's expected to play? Why do arenas go from half empty to standing room only just because her name is on the marquee? That's not marketing. That's magnetism. That's real draw. That's the kind of demand you just can't fake. That's why all the excuses you hear from others about media bias or market size just don't hold up. Caitlin Clark isn't getting this attention because of where she is. She's getting it in spite of where she is. She's proving that when you're truly great, fans will find you anywhere. Indiana may not be a media capital, but right now it's the center of the basketball universe. And there's one reason why.
And she is the second highest selling NBA jersey. Not WNBA. I mean, she's first by a bazillion miles.
Still, no matter how obvious the difference is, you'll hear folks saying, but Angel Reese is popular too. Okay, but where's the proof? Where's the rush of fans crashing websites to buy her jersey? Where's the spike in attendance when she's announced as a starter? Where's the resale market that explodes the second she's on the schedule? If your entire popularity lives on social media, beef, and post-game clapbacks, then maybe it's time to reassess the definition of impact. Because while Reese might be trending for a tweet, Caitlin Clark is trending for changing the WNBA's entire business model. While others are talking, she's doing. No antics, no PR stunts, just game. She doesn't need drama to dominate. She lets her three-point bombs, laser passes, and off-ball intelligence do all the talking.
This still won't shut haters up, by the way. I mean, look, if these other players are so damn popular, buy their shit. Up the ticket prices, up the demand, make them change stadiums. Nah, y'all gonna keep running your mouths. I guess just being broke because y'all are talking on the internet all day.
And if by this point you're still not sold on her impact, maybe it's not about needing more evidence. Maybe it's about you finally accepting the truth you've been avoiding. Caitlin Clark didn't just walk into the league to join the conversation. She is the conversation. She's not waiting for permission to shine. She's already become the light the whole sport revolves around. So the next time someone tries to claim that Caitlin and Angel are equals when it comes to influence, do us all a favor. Point them toward the scoreboard, the ticket sales, the jersey rankings, the ratings boost, the resale numbers, and the overflowing arenas. Because numbers don't lie. They just sit there, bold as ever, reminding us who really runs this game. And spoiler alert, it's not the one picking fights online. Let us know how delusional you think Reese is in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.